Beat. No, it never we feel strange like the obstruction to the insane look. Without frustration, work and hard, even competing with the smart. No, it never we feel strange like the obstructions to the insane look. Without frustration, work and hard, even competing with the smart. This attitude. Today we sense we ready, idle, either see wrong, we writing songs from this obscure list that defeat with this cure. So last in what we not alone, and the completion with the junction and me home. I don't know, and never we feel strange. Never we feel strange like the obstructions to the same look of frustration, work and hard, even competing with the smartness. And today we says we ready, idle, either see me wrong, we writing songs cause this obscure list that defeat with this secure. So last endure we not alone, and this completion with the children and we home. Said no endeavor. Never we feel strange like the obstructions to the same level of frustration, work and hard, even competing with the smartness and beat. To hesitate means to reuse his feeble manners, but to complicate living in highness, similar to the side where we just look up what we life in the same sense and see must and think evolution, some successful studies to someone. To hesitate means to regret his feeble manners, but to just to complicate living in height, and nothing severe but to decide. So to hesitate means to regret his feeble manners, but to just to complicate living in height, nothing severe but to decide. And were we to resist, no cup of blame, life in the same but sense and tame. Ask and endeavor reason some. Successful strategies is to some. Were we to resist, no cup of blame, life in the same but sense and tame. Ask and endeavor reason some. Successful studies is to some. Pass them for wrong, but up and down, nothing peculiar should come. And to hesitate means to regret this. When we resist no cup of blame, life in the same but sense and tame. Ask and endeavor reason some. To hesitate means to regret his feeble manners, but to just to complicate living in height, nothing severe but to decide. Where we resist no cup of blame, life in the same but sense and tame. Ask and endeavor reason some. Successful strategies to some. And were we to resist, no couple blame life in the same since and same ask and endeavor reason some successful strategies to some pass time feel wrong road pass time feel wrong road up and down. And said and ask endeavor reason some successful strategies to one pass time feel wrong roads up and down. Nothing peculiar, so come let's have and fun. And said to hesitate means to regret it. Said to hesitate means to regret. It's feeble manners, but to just complicate living in hide nothing severe, but to decide where we resistant.
Clarified a few things for us. First, that Donald Trump will probably be the Republican nominee for 2024. All right. True. That's as much a lock as President Biden making up a new word.
We'll teach Donald Trump a valuable lesson. Don't mess with the men of America unless you want to get the better.
Wait, what was that lesson exactly? Don't give a microphone to someone with dementia? The second lesson, that Dana Perino will never be welcome in New Hampshire again. Dana, that was a water fountain, not a bidet. Now somehow Nikki Haley came out and gave a victory speech, which is kind of like the Hindenburg declaring victory over fire. But wow, she's doing like a speech like she won.
They said, wow, she's doing like a speech like she won. She didn't win, she lost. This is not your typical victory speech, but let's not have somebody take a victory when she had a very bad night. She had a very bad night.
Very bad night. And yet I can go up and I can say to everybody, oh, thank you for the victory.
I said, I can go up and I can say to everybody, oh, thank you for the victory, it's wonderful, or I can go up and say, who the hell was the imposter that went up on the stage before and claimed a victory? She did very poorly, actually.
That's true. But you find in life you can't let people get away with it.
I find in life you can't let people get away with. Okay, you can't. You just can't do that. And when I watched her in the fancy dress, it probably wasn't so fancy. Come up, I said, what's she doing? We won.
The dress, not so fancy. Trump carried New Hampshire by double digits in a state where more Democrats voted in the Republican primary than Republicans did. That usually only happens in Chicago, and those voters are dead. It's not easy to lose badly in a situation like that and then claim victory. She must be getting advice from Liz Cheney. So what gives? Why would Nikki treat a New Hampshire hammering like a win? Just because she lost by less than expected? Hell, if Michael Jordan had that attitude, he wouldn't be in Cooperstown.
I get it.
Thank you. But it comes down to money and power. If she acts like she lost, there goes the gravy train, and maybe she thinks if she sticks around, Trump might get her off the ticket. After all, when it comes to people, Trump will trash them, then appoint them, then trash them again. It's his thing. One day you're in, the next day you're out. I'm the same way with my proctologist. Now, by some predictions, Nikki did better than expected. Although after Iowa, she could have showed up and lit a chinchilla on fire, and the media would have said she did better than expected. The media says the same thing when Biden doesn't poop his pants. But Trump's victory means the deal's pretty much sealed. And if we know that, Nikki knows that, which is why, as primary day approached, a new Nikki emerged, woke Nikki. Suddenly, we're hearing pandering anecdotes about Nikki facing discrimination for being brown when she was growing up. Nikki also claimed that she was disqualified from a beauty pageant when she was 5 because she was neither black nor white. But hey, that's happened to me too. I also blamed race when I didn't get the role for Webster. But it's part of the game. You pick a lane, and hers was identity.
We were the only Indian family in our small southern town. I was teased every day for being brown.
I get it. I also was teased for being brown, but what do you expect when you get 28 wedgies a day? Well, look, I'm not questioning her origin story or how it impacted her life. All that sucks. But when you're pandering to the Dems as a Republican, it's kind of embarrassing. So last night her constituency wasn't really Republicans, it was Democrats. In a way, she's running against her own party, not just Trump. And now the Democratic primary in New Hampshire was also last night, and 2 little-known challengers got roughly a quarter of the votes between them. There's Dean Phillips, who was so unknown, even his wife and kids asked to see his ID. Marianne Williamson, who has completely transformed into a scented candle. Yet they peeled 25% of the votes away from this sitting president. And hell, even Madonna after plastic surgery is more recognizable than both of them. Maybe it's because Biden didn't even go to New Hampshire. He was in Virginia. Maybe he thought it was New Hampshire. And it was there that he said this.
Hello, Virginia. The real governor, Terry McAuliffe.
Yeah, how's that for election denial? Maybe someone should file articles of impeachment right now. I say he should go to prison with the rest of the Jan 6ers. They've suffered enough already. So while the media contorts itself to somehow make this a law for Trump and Nikki spends tens of millions getting pummeled, Biden appears weaker, frailer, and frankly, dead. So when the media tells you this thing is far from over, they're right. The problem is, they're talking about the wrong guy.